Hey everybody! Today we're going to do a writing lesson. So this is day one. This is when we brainstorm. So usually my writing lessons take 2 days in a class. Our first day is all about brainstorming and pre-writing prep. So that's what we're going to do today. We write in class for differing reasons. For some students, I want to get them working on sentence structure and grammar. For other students, this is about sharing ideas and opinions. So I'm just trying to get them to either verbally tell me or have them pick something. So the first thing that we always do when we go to do our writing is we write our name up at the top of our paper. So I'm going to write my name. Don't copy mine. Remember, this is my paper. You have your own. So you're going to write your name where it says name. We're also going to write the date up there. Your date might be different from mine depending on when you are watching this video. So while I'm recording, today is April 20th, 2020. So I'm going to do 4-20 or 4-20-20. That's the date I am recording this on. The next thing that we always do is talk about the topic that is written in the bubble number 1 on your paper. So our topic for today is home activities. Home activities is the big topic. That's way too big to talk or write about at one time. We do a lot of different things at home. We wouldn't write one paragraph about all the things we do at home because that's way too many things to talk about in a paragraph. We do a lot of different home activities. These are all things you do at home. They can be your hobbies, chores, yard work, or anything you do at home. Let's brainstorm some ideas. I'll start. So at this time, we usually write a large list of ideas on the board and have every student share at least one idea. For some students, this means I print out or show them pictures of ideas to pick from. So I'm going to start. My idea of something I do at home would be feeding my cat. That's something that I always do at home because my cat lives here. Can you think of an idea? Another idea that I have would be doing laundry. I do my laundry at home. I don't go to the laundromat. Your turn. You think of an idea. Another idea I have is playing video games. A lot of you like to play video games, and sometimes I play video games at my house too. Your turn. Think of an idea. Another thing I like to do at home is baking. I like to bake a lot of delicious treats in my oven. Can you think of another idea? What about watching movies? You guys love to watch movies. Your turn to think of an idea. What about dancing? Sometimes I like to dance at my house. Your turn, think of an idea. Do any of you garden outside? It's about the time where people who garden can get their gardens ready. So basically we just keep going through until everybody has at least listed one idea. Sometimes it goes for a really long time because we have a lot of ideas about certain topics. I'm assuming this one would be one where it would probably run pretty long. So we would get a very large list of different ideas from students. So after we collected this list, everybody would look up at the board or at the pictures that I provided, and they would pick one idea to be their small topic. So for a small topic, I can share lots of things about this topic, but it's just enough to write a paragraph about. Big topics are way too large to write one paragraph about because they have a lot of different ideas involved in them. So my small topic that I'm going to pick today is baking. So I will write baking into bubble number 1. So baking is my small topic. Today, one-word answers are okay because we are just writing our ideas and just brainstorming. Tomorrow, we will write in full sentences because we're going to be writing a paragraph. But today, we're just doing one-word answers. So my small topic is baking, and I wrote that in bubble number 1. After a student picks out what their small topic is and writes it into bubble number 1, we look over at bubble number 2. This bubble today says, what does this activity look like? So the student would think, or I would provide them with pictures about what that activity would look like. What are some items you use when you do that activity? Where do you do that activity at? So for me, I don't know about you guys, but I bake in my kitchen. That is the correct place to bake in. Oops. So in bubble number 2, I would write kitchen. I also need to get out all my ingredients, so I can write ingredients, and maybe I can spell it right. I also usually use my oven when I'm baking. I usually wear an apron so I don't get my clothes dirty. And that's about all I can think of right now. So students can write one idea or multiple ideas into bubble number 2. So what does your activity look like? Whatever you picked for bubble number 1. Remember, your paper is going to look a lot different than mine because we probably didn't pick the same idea. So right now, I need you to write your ideas into bubble number 2 about what that activity looks like. After we have our ideas in bubble number 1, we're going to go over and look at bubble number 3. So today, this bubble says, who do you do this activity with? So the student would think about, is this an activity that I do by myself? Do I do this with dad or mom or brother or sister or a friend? Usually, when I bake by myself. Usually I like to do this by myself. It's just a fun activity to do, and then I get to eat whatever I make afterwards. So right now, your student can fill out bubble number 3. So have them think about, who do they do this activity with? After we're done with bubble number 3, we look at bubble number 4. Today it says, why did you pick to write about it? So why did you pick this topic? So I picked baking. The reason why I picked baking and why I like baking so much is I get to eat whatever I make. So I'm just going to write sweet treats because that will remind me that I get to, the reason why I like baking so much is that I love eating sweet treats. So now would be a good time for your student to write in bubble number 4 about why they picked the topic that they did. Again, remember, your paper is not going to look anything like my paper because we probably picked different topics. So usually that's where I would stop the lesson for the day, just with brainstorming and coming up with those one-word answers for each bubble. So remember, this is only the brainstorming phase. They will write in full sentences tomorrow. For some students who even have trouble with the writing, I will type up some different things and have them pick from different phrases that I wrote or pick from different pictures. So a lot of times we'll get out the whiteboards in class too, and I'll just write a bunch of ideas for some students to pick from. In our next lesson, we will write a paragraph. So we are going to write in full sentences in the next video, which I'm about to record. So I'll see you in a little bit. See you next time, and we'll finish our writing then. Thanks, guys. See you later.